First teams ever to play Quidditch in Canada are from Montreal. Manatees, a team formed this year, starting in Mississauga. That being said, a lot of experience on that Manatees team. A lot of players who have played for a long time aren't necessarily looking to play on a super serious team with a lot of time commitment, but very skilled players nonetheless. McGill, get a little more practice time, having that kind of that heritage and that tradition. They've been doing pretty well. Manatees yesterday went 4-1, whereas McGill was 3-2. Now Manatees haven't played a game yet today. They did have a bye through to the quarterfinals, but McGill has already played a game. They're already a little warmed up. Played a game against U of T. They were up by about 100 when Snitch came on pitch, but U of T did manage to claw that back to almost get into Snitch range before McGill won that game. What are you expecting from this game here, Mo?
Yeah, like you said, but both teams, have a lot of that history, a lot of experience, but on both sides. I expect the Manatees to use their physical size, especially from their keeper, Brian Melchior. Watching him yesterday, he's a real powerhouse for the team, really driving the play forward, very physical player. I expect to see a lot from him in this game today.
Yeah, and the counterpart on McGill, Finn, with their green headband, also a very large player, physically imposing, plays one of the best defenses in the league, and definitely a very powerful player for McGill to watch out for. He creates a lot of opportunities for them, both off the drive and in the play make. And this game's about to start here.
Yeah. So the winner of this game will move on to the semifinals, this being the quarterfinal match. Head ref for this game is Devin Dutt. And off we start. Oh, ball grabbed by Chaser McGill. Quick beat on number 22, Brian Melchior. Quick pass across and quickly grabbed up there by number 22, Brian Melchior on the Mississauga Manatees.
That was really saved there by Christos Caldas, coming to their defense with the beater, beating that chaser out right as they were about to score, right as Brian was touching back in there.
And as we expect, Brian Melchior driving the ball up the pitch, clearly lane to the hoops and dunks.
It was a nice little fake, going for the middle hoop, getting that keeper to bite, and then going it through. I know, thanks. I wasn't okay. And then going through the far right hoop.
And that puts the score to 10-0 for the Mississauga Manatees, coming up to the 1 minute mark in this game.
So despite McGill getting the ball first, Manatees have drawn first blood. Exactly what we're expecting to see from them. Speed, physicality, and controlling beater play.
Number 9 on McGill here, driving the ball down. Oh, pass down, and looks like it'll be a turnover just on the hard boundary there on the side. Again, like we were saying earlier too, I think the aggressive beating on the Manatees, especially from Christos Caldas as well as Jonathan Gola, will really be big for the Manatees here.
Yeah, that ball being inbounded by national champion Davis Wong, given off to Brian, and they start their attack.
Number 31, Davis Wong, currently holding on to the quaffle. Passes to number 21, Nathan Reed, who gets beat out, and ball's grabbed by number 999 on McGill. Run down. Oh, big beat there by number 25, John Gola on the missed shot opportunity.
Big block by Nathan Reed.
And the ball is corralled by the Mississauga Manatees. Brian Melchior currently slowly walking up the pitch here. Looks like they're setting up a play. John Gola. Missed beat opportunity there by Gola. Brian Melchior pressured back, using his one full reset there. Fully resetting it back and making his way back up the pitch slowly as their beaters on Mississauga is resetting.
Now, not only do the Manatees beaters not have BS, they in fact don't even have a bludger, as it is all the way down at the other end of the field. Brian, defensive right now.
Looks like there's going to be a call on the play here. Potentially a yellow card here on McGill for back contact. We'll confirm that just here in a second.
Yellow card, number 9, re-engaging from behind.
Yeah, so with that call from head ref Devin Dutt there, number 9, McGill, re-engaging from behind.
Yeah, so the trick there is often what happens during a tackle, even though you do make contact from the front, during the course of the tackle you can become dislodged, at which point you must re-engage your tackle from the front. If through the course of the tackle you don't lose contact with the player, you then may spin around behind as you did initiate from the front, but all tackles must be initiated from that front 180-degree arc.
McGill here playing a very high defense here, really pressuring the Mississauga Manatees like right in their zone, right by their keeper zone. But Brian Melchior with his big size and wingspan just keeping that ball up high. Faked handoff there with Davis Wong as Brian Melchior rushes down the pitch. Quick pass across number 21, Nathan Reed, who missed the beat, scores! That's a goal there by number 21, Nathan Reed, assisted by number 22, Brian Melchior.
Good tactical play by Melchior there earlier to use that full reset, let his beaters get time to actually get a bludger in their hands and bring that back to be able to help them out.
Absolutely.
Having that control of the bludger is so important, obviously, in the game of Quidditch. It really does wipe away a lot of physical differences, and so for McGill, it's going to be very important for them to keep BS just to make sure...
Misbeat attempt there by McGill. Ball quickly grabbed there by number 9 on McGill, using his full reset as well as the McGill beaters coming back from grabbing the ball from out of bounds. So number 9 on McGill here, bringing the ball up the pitch. Passes or attempts a shot there, but blocked by number 22, Brian Melchior. Brian Melchior, okay, driving down the pitch now with the ball. Going straight to the hoops, and he dunked it on the top hoop. Goal is good. That puts the score to 30-0 for the Mississauga Manatees. 10 seconds after 4 minutes now.
That's definitely a good, a cheeky little bit of finesse there, making the play on the front side of the hoop and then scoring through the back. In Quidditch, you can score on either side of the hoop, and only keepers have the capacity to put their hand through the hoop in order to block a shot from either side.
Right, number 71 here on McGill, bringing the ball up the pitch. Dodging a beat attempt there as he slowly makes his way towards the hoops. Doesn't look like there's a lot of passing opportunities, so high pressure there by keeper number 15, Kyle Ross. Ball goes down. It looks like it is grabbed there in a little scrum. We got a stoppage in play here.
I think we'll be looking at a yellow card here on the Manatees player.
Number 34,
Dangerous slide. You do have to watch out when someone is reaching down for that ball. Make sure you're not sliding into play. Definitely puts the player's hands at risk. Hard not to do sometimes though, when you just want to keep going
with that McGill did not get the goal there. The ball's picked up by number 15, Kyle Ross of Mississauga, and he scores on a quick, fast break down the pitch.
And that's exactly the kind of thing we've come to expect from the Manatees. Really using those opportunities, making every opportunity. Unless we have another stoppage. But yeah, looking like they're going to take every opportunity to draw blood whenever they can, and that I think puts them up at 40-0. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct. And I think what we're seeing too from Mississauga, looks like there's a card on the card.
Number 89, kick off pitch.
Number 89 on McGill, blue card for kicking the bludger off pitch. And that will result in a bludger turnover, I believe, to Mississauga.
And this is going to be an interesting moment here for McGill, as Mississauga already had bludger superiority, and that puts the third bludger at the Manatees hoops. And what that means is that McGill is going to have to advance the quaffle here without the benefit of bludger support. Big press!
High pressure there by John Gola, which results in a turnover. Quaffle scored there on the turnover by number 15, Kyle Ross.
And that's a perfect example of using that bludger superiority, pressuring the defense when they don't have the advantage of having bludgers to defend themselves. Panic pass right to Kyle Ross, and they've converted that opportunity. That brings it up to 50-0 at 5.5 minutes into this game here.
So number 63 passes to number 420 and back to 63 on McGill.
Oh, this is a pretty piece of passing. Unfortunately, put it right back.
Grabbed there by 15, Kyle Ross, as he quickly rushes down the pitch, as we've seen already. Quickly, Kyle Ross really driving towards the net, or towards the hoops here. Quick attempted pass, which actually went through the hoop there. That's a few times now we've seen Kyle Ross grab that quaffle and quickly rush down the pitch.
And it looks like McGill's called an early timeout here. I say early, we are 6 minutes into the game. It is 60-0 for the Manatees. And you have to imagine McGill's hoping they can get a little bit of a change of pace here, settle their players down, hopefully bring momentum back in their favor. And they've been held at bay really. Now that Manatees have Blood Spirit, it's been a lot harder for them to get chances. And that's due to some really strong behavior play by John Gola, 6'7", the human tree. Big arm span, makes it surprisingly easy for him to catch a lot of the beats coming his way. And he's been helping them keep control of that for so long in this game. And it's led to, I would say directly, to 3 scoring opportunities that the Manatees have just had.
Absolutely. And I think the one thing McGill needs to do here is those fast breaks are really hurting them. Like you said, those turnovers caused by the beaters on the Manatees quickly result in turnovers. So keepers like Kyle and Brian have just grabbed that ball and rushed it down the pitch, scoring those quick goals.
It's hard to do something about that when you don't have those beaters to come down and really control the physical aspect of that game. Just going to take this opportunity to thank the City of Guelph and the University of Guelph for letting us have this tournament here, bringing our live stream here and letting us show you, Quidditch Eastern Regionals here. We've had a lot of tournaments at this field in the past, and now that this day is cleared up, this looks to be an exemplary day for Quidditch. Though a little cold, Mo.
Absolutely. This morning coming into the field, it was there were some flurries coming down from the sky. It looks to have cleared up a little bit now, and the sun is out, which makes it real nice.
Yeah,
so.
We can blame that shift in the weather directly on Kyle Ross, who said it was going to be a nice day before the day had even started.
And so we're back after this timeout break from McGill. Let's see what they can do, see if they can regroup here. Ball's brought down the pitch slowly here by keeper number 77 on McGill. Passes off to 63 on McGill. Pass back. Looks like there's going to be a delayed call on the play here. Penalty to Mississauga. And there's the goal. So that goal there was scored by McGill number 63 there, right in by the hoops. Looks like there's also a penalty on the play to Mississauga.
Yellow card, number 34. Contact from behind.
And I believe, Mo, that's his. It is.
Absolutely.
That's his second yellow card here that will be upgraded to a red. That's the last we'll be seeing of him for that game. Nathan Reed waving his player off there. Unfortunately, he's done for now.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate. I think that was his second shift actually out there. And, just some of those contact from behind calls resulting in that red card after a double yellow.
Definitely do have to be careful with it. It can definitely be hard in the middle of gameplay to really, focus on getting the contact right. You're really just trying to make the hit, and unfortunately, you got to have the right angle if you're going to do that.
Yeah, and that is a pretty big blow also to Mississauga, considering that their current roster is pretty small already starting today. So with an extra player now out, that makes it a little bit more tough for them.
He's going to rest up. None of us are particularly egregious, and hopefully we will see him back for the next game, though. Kyle now advanced the quaffle shorthanded.
So Kyle Ross, number 15 on Mississauga, slowly advancing the ball up. Guarded there by number 32, Christos Caldas, protecting his keeper there. The pass over to number 10. And back to Kyle Ross here as he rushes towards the hoops. Pass across, but pass across is intercepted. The shot was missed there, and the ball is grabbed there by McGill, held by their keeper, number 77. Almost scored there by number 10 on the Mississauga Manatees, but just couldn't finish in by the hoops.
Christos has called his younger sister. Actually, this is her first tournament. She's been doing very well.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Fast player, not afraid to get physically involved, as we just saw, and she's been very good in the red zone there, right around the hoops.
So here we have the call for being brought up on the pitch by number 9 on McGill. Let's see. I mean, they did score like one goal after the timeout, which was good. Let's see if they can use that to their advantage. Ball's here, held by number 30. McGill keeper takes a shot, which is blocked. Ball is currently held by McGill in the little scrum here, but it looks like the Mississauga Beaters are going to clean up real quick, and the Quaffle will be turned over to Mississauga.
That was a tough drive for McGill to be effective. Right as they came in, both their beaters getting beat out and not really having the benefit of any bludger support for that drive. We talked about the Manatees having physical players, big physical players, helps them get those stops on defense. And if you're not bringing a little bit of heat with the bludgers, it's going to be hard for them to really get close and really get those in-tight opportunities on the hoops.
And just as a reminder, Mississauga Manatees are also down for another 10 more seconds due to that red card, but it does not seem like they have been phased by it. And Nate Reed coming now, serving that penalty for that red card, has now joined the play. Quaffle here held by number 15 Kyle Ross on Mississauga, setting up his players here. Pass across to number 21 Nathan Reed, just over his head. Ball is then now corralled by keeper number 30 on McGill. Looks like there's a stoppage here for a card on the play.
I wonder who gets it. They both did slide for the ball a little bit here. Looks like it is going to go against McGill, though.
So it looks like there's a yellow card there for number 30, keeper on McGill. Dangerous slide.
He's been one of their most effective players so far, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Now that the Quaffle is back in the Manatees.
Pass across, number 21, Nate Reed to Kyle Ross, who quickly scores. There's that connection between Nathan Reed and Kyle Ross, both playing on Queens for the last 5 years. So here the Quaffle's being brought up the field here by number 30 on McGill. Pass back to number 9, keeper McGill.
Okay.
Again, high pressure from the beaters here. Pass to number 9, McGill, driving towards the hoops. Shot across, miss. Manages to catch his own rebound, but gets beat in the process. And the ball is now corralled here by number 15, Kyle Ross.
So really on the strength of a lot of those fast breaks and some strong beater play more recently, the Manatees have managed to open the gap. It's now 70-10. McGill has broken the shutout, but it is 10 minutes in. They're going to hope to bring that a little closer in range before the snitch gets on pitch. That'll be happening at 17 minutes, and Seekers will be coming onto the field at 18.
Ball here held by number 21, Nathan Reed. Trying to pass to number 15, Kyle Ross, but intercepted by number 9, keeper on McGill.
So for those of you watching at home, the snitch is worth 30 points. So even if McGill were to catch the snitch right now, they would actually lose the game, being that they are down by 60 points.
So Quaffle here being brought down the pitch slowly. Oh, big beat there by number 25, John Gola on the Manatees, but the Quaffle still held by McGill here, using their reset midline here. Again, we've seen the Manatees beaters being very aggressive, causing that Quaffle turnover up high. Ball passed down to number 999 on McGill, but quickly intercepted by number 15, Kyle Ross. Oh, there's a stoppage in the play here. Let's see what the car.
Looks like it's going to be on beater play here.
But yes, I think right now Mississauga is really using their beaters. Like number 25, John Gola, is really using his speed to get across the pitch, make those long beats, and I think resulting in a lot of turnovers.
Gola, how long are your arms?
Blue card, number 19.
John Gola right in front of us.
And that's going to be a blue card to McGill, number 19, for clicking the bludger off the pitch. That's 2 cards that McGill's gotten for that same offense.
That being said, nice to know those blue cards are not going to stack, so there's no possibility of
Quaffle drive down the pitch by number 15, Kyle Ross. Quick lane to the hoops and scores. And that brings the score up to 80-10 for the Mississauga Manatees over McGill, about 11 and a half minutes into this game.
McGill now having bludger superiority, though, so it'll be interesting to see if they're going to use that to turn this around, swing the momentum back in their favor. They do have some fast players, and it looks like their beaters are doing some pretty good work.
Quick pass across and score! Thus scored there. Nice passing play from McGill.
Really what they're known for on offense is having that slick passing offense. Hard to do that against double bludgers, though, because they exercise such a large zone of control.
So we see here number 22, Brian Melchior, sub back into the game now, substituting for Kyle Ross. We'll see what he can do. That McGill goal, by the way, was scored by number 81 on McGill. It was a great passing play from their keeper, number 77, to make that play happen.
And that is going to bring the score to 80-20 for Manatees. Answering back is McGill, hoping to close that gap a little more and really bring this in range again for Snitch on pitch.
So a quick handoff there from 77 to 63 on McGill. 63 on McGill driving towards the hoops. Stripped there by number 31, Davis Wong, who's now rushing down the pitch towards the hoops. There's no stopping him. Oh, pass number 5. Great pass there from Davis Wong over to number 5 on the Mississauga Manatees to get that goal.
He's played some big games, so he is, definitely having a little more of an impact this year. It's nice to see every player grow and kind of be able to extend their capacity.
And it's nice to see the people passing and giving other people opportunities to score some goals too, which has been nice. High pressure there by Christos Caldes, causing some struggle. Oh, big beat there by Christos, causing a turnover here. Waffles grabbed by number 5 of Mississauga Manatees, rushing down the pitch. There's no beaters for McGill, so there's a big rush down the pitch. Goes around and scores on the medium-sized hoop. That's number 5 on the Mississauga Manatees, taking advantage of that no-beater situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Bringing the score up to 120. Now, the winds definitely start to pick up a little bit. You have to wonder how that's going to affect the passing game, both for McGill and the Manatees. So far, McGill definitely been a little more reliant on it. But yeah, definitely a lot more beater drives by the Manatees there.
Absolutely. So Koffel here is being brought down the pitch by number 77 on McGill, who passes off to number 63. Pass across to number 999, and the pass is grabbed there by number 22, Brian Kiefer. Brian Melchior. Oh, he passes it right over him, rushes down the pitch, and he scores. That little cheeky move there by number 22, Brian Melchior, tossing that little quaffle right over the McGill player and catch it on the other side of him on that break.
Now, Brian's a pretty tenured player. He's been in the league for a little while, playing for Guelph previously before winning his first national championship with the Otters last year. He's played a lot of big games. He's played a lot of these two-day tournaments. You have to think that his experience, and really the experience of that entire squad, is going to tell the deeper they get into this tournament. They've been here before, and they've had success.
Koffel here, shot attempt here by number 420 on McGill. There was no good. Koffel's then now picked up by number 7, Jonathan Keats, who's slowly bringing this Koffel up the pitch. We haven't seen a lot from Keats in this game yet. Do you expect to see him out seeking later today, Rico?
Absolutely. Probably, definitely a very experienced and a very good seeker, using those long noodly arms of his to his advantage. Not to be underestimated in the quaffle play either. He has really top-end speed and uses it. He loves the fast breaks, and that's really where he makes his money. Definitely Waterloo used him that way for a number of years. Every time you scored against Waterloo, you had to be careful, you had to get back on defense, and you had to have your head up because you knew Keats was coming the other way every time he's on the field.
Absolutely. And so we see here the quaffle slowly being brought up the pitch here by number 9, Chaser on McGill. Solid pressure here by the Manatees up top, not letting really McGill get any drives towards the hoops and really forcing them to the outside. Oh, misbeat attempt there by number 32, Christos Caldes. Now Quaffel's being down the pitch. Remember, shot attempt by number 30, McGill.
And look for them to go the other way.
But that shot attempt there was quickly gathered up by keeper number 15, Kyle Ross. We have a stoppage in the play here just for, looks to be an injury.
He did slip a little bit as he went down there.
Yeah.
That being said, McGill, it seems, has been panicking a little bit almost in the red zone against the Manatees. Whether that's beater play, whether that is, having their chasers coming in hot, really playing McGill quite tight. Looks like number 30, Finn, is going to be okay. He's no stranger to playing big games either.
No,
he's been in the league for
not.
quite some time, and he's no stranger to playing hurt.
No, not at all. It's good
so
to
look
see
for
that
him
he's
to-
doing okay. It might just be a little shooken up there on that play.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
I know I've had a number of incidents where you just go down and you're not quite sure what happens. You just want to give it a bit of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
No use, rushing it and having something else happen. Put yourself in a bad position. And now Kyle is going to have a drive. McGill does have BS though.
So Kyle drives the pitch, passes back to number 10 on Mississauga. He's getting pressured here by the McGill keeper. Pass back to Kyle Ross. Again, big high pressure here by McGill. Oh, big beat to number 11, Mississauga Manatees. Balls is corralled by here, number 21, Nathan Reed, who passes to number 15, Kyle Ross. Looks like they're trying to calm things down a little bit. A little slip there by Kyle Ross.
Now the Manatees have already used their recess, so they're going to have to be careful not to go back over that midline.
Quaffle is grabbed by number 9 on McGill, who has a quick break towards the hoop. Misbeat attempt by 32. Chris Callis and number 9 on McGill scoring on that drive.
5 seconds.
So that is going to bring McGill back up. They've got 30 points now against the Manatees, 110. Despite the fact that they are getting a couple goals back, they don't seem to be closing the gap, though, unfortunately, against the Manatees.
Just as the 17-minute mark passes over now, the snitch has been released on pitch as we start to see seekers from both teams come out and do their nice little handshake.
And it's going to be a battle of height and reach in this secret battle. We've got number 36 Nugget against Keats, number 7. Tall players, a lot of reach, both skilled seekers, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in that battle. Oh, quick goal, unfortunately beat before Caldas.
But that quaffle was grabbed by number 22, Brian Melchior, who put it through, and that goal was good.
Seekers, 10 seconds.
So the quaffle currently held by McGill keeper number 77, who shoots and dunks through the top hoop, getting another quick goal there for McGill.
And they are starting to bring it back as this snitch does come on pitch now. They've scored 2 unanswered now, I believe. And they hope to see that run continue and really getting close. Keats is going aggressively after the snitch, and it looks like McGill Seeker is going after the snitch as well, trying to end this game early maybe, and go for that cold catch.
Quaffle here currently held by number 22, Brian Melchior. Pass to number 21, Nathan Reed, who bobbles that pass but still manages to grab that ball after. So this appears to be a stoppage in the play here.
And a little bit of miscommunication with the Seeker play. Despite them going aggressively for the catch, the bench is yelling for him to go defensive. They just want to try and hold off Keats, make sure he doesn't catch, and allow their quality game to rack up some points and hopefully get them back in range.
Brian Melchior here, number 22, using his large wingspan to keep that ball high in the air, avoiding that pressure from number 999 on McGill. Pass over to number 21, Nathan Reed. Seems like they're really just slowing this pace of this game down. Nathan Reed quickly rushing towards the pitch. Quick beat there on Manatees number 12, and McGill manages to corral a quaffle there. So keeper number 77 here on McGill, slowly bringing this quaffle up the pitch. Being pressed here by, quick misbeat there by Gola. Number 77 keeper. Big block there by number 22, Brian Melchior on that shot attempt. Now grabbing the ball and quickly rushing. There's nobody in front of him. And there was no goal on that play. Big stop, but it looks like we might have a card on the play here for number 9 on McGill. So there's a card on the play here. Number 9 on McGill getting a yellow card for dropping his shoulder.
An illegal charge.
So with that,
unfortunately, each team now has someone who has been carded out.
Yeah, so with that second yellow,
Was it a blue and a yellow or 2 yellows?
2 yellows.
So
Was it a blue, his first card a blue, or was it a yellow?
Yellow.
It was yellow for what?
Contact from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not second.
Yellow from contact from behind.
So with that second yellow now, number 9 on McGill, red carded out of this game for dropping his shoulder. He was a big part of the McGill offense here, always bringing that
And their
waffle up.
defense, for sure. Had a lot of
So
speed.
that might be a big blowout to McGill there.
Yeah, for sure. And now each of these teams has had a player card out. You know, we've seen an intense quaffle game. And Brian is going to make no mistake and shoot that right through the hoop.
No.
That was
mistaken. That was not
actually.
in. That goal there, or that shot attempt by number 22, Brian Melchior, was not in. So the score still remains 110-40 for the Mississauga Manatees as we approach the 20-minute mark here. There's a big beater battle there by the Seekers here as Nathan Reed, number 21, brings the waffle up the pitch.
He's slowing it down. He's got a little time. Pass back to Melchior there. And you have to imagine they're slowing down the quaffle game just to give their beaters a little more time with the snitch.
And Brian Melchior there, number 22, make no mistake on that shot attempt. Putting that through the hoop, top hoop. Bringing the score to 120-40 for the Mississauga Manatees. It really seems like the Manatees are trying to just slow this pace of this game down and just take every advantage of their offensive drives now, as they're slowly kind of running away with this game.
Yeah, for sure. They're in the lead pretty comfortably. They feel they can sit back, kind of control the pace of this game a little better, and have the advantages that they've managed to rack up so far, both in terms of budget control and in terms of score.
So
sit there and work for them.
Being brought down by number 81 on McGill, quickly beat out by number 25, John Gola. Quaffle grabbed by number 22, Brian Melchior, past number 21, Nathan Reed, and he scores. Again, we see the aggressive beating by the Manatees, causing those quick turnovers, allowing the Manatees to score some pretty easy goals.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky for McGill to kind of balance this out. What's happening here is their chases and their quaffle players, their chases and keepers, are committing really hard inside the offensive zone, trying to get those goals, trying to get that back in range. But it's
Sorry, Rico. Missed shot attempt there by number 30 on McGill. Again, number 22, Brian Melchior, pass across number 21, Nathan Reed, but he was beat before. Sorry for interrupting there.
No, not at all. Just trying to say that, yeah, as we just saw that last play again as well for the second time, McGill committing hard in the offensive zone and not having the juice to stop those fast breaks from the Manatees coming back the other way.
Number 30 on McGill, bringing that powerful shot, and he scores on the medium-sized hoop there. And that's what we've been seeing, a lot of shot attempts from McGill. Not a lot of opportunity to really drive towards the hoops because of the high pressure again from the beaters.
Beaters and their chases. The chase has been sticking really tight.
Absolutely.
Their defensive marking has been excellent, but that shot also leaves you free to jump back on defense a little quicker. And it looks like we may have a catch here. Snicker's looking really disappointed.
If this catch is considered good, the score for this game would be 130 for a minute. So, confirmed there. The catch is good. The final score for McGill, yes. Cold catch. Final score 130 for Mississauga Manatees, 80 for McGill.
Yeah, definitely a good, hard-fought game. Manatees will move on to some finals. We have yet to see who their opponent will be there,
yes.
But look forward to that game a little later. How's it going, Cussers?
Stay tuned here as we bring the next game slowly here at Eastern Regionals 2019 Day 2. We're going to see if we can try to grab a quick interview from someone on the Mississauga Manatees just to see what their thoughts on the game was and what their plan is moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I have here with me captain and coach, or co-captain and coach of the Mississauga Manatees, Brian Melchior. Brian, what are your thoughts on that?
It was cold. It's very sunny out, and I just got through, so yeah, nice
So salty about that.
go put a good fight. We had to push through.
What do you think your strengths were in that game?
I think our beaters did a great job just controlling middle play. Every time that they dealt with our beaters, they were right back in the middle, controlling any quaffle play, shutting off lanes, and they really didn't have a lot of shots to get deep in those high percentage areas. So we did a great job with that. Our chasers, great defense, found lanes and scored when they could.
Just leave him where I found him.
Yeah, it was a great game to watch. We're wishing you guys luck moving forward as you guys move into the semifinals.
Great, thank you. Looking forward to it.